Welcome, this is Paratrack TV. This is our second episode. Tonight we're going to be working on a ghost box, or the Frank's box, however you want to call it. Both the same thing, basically. I've got Denise with me, of course, tonight.
Hello, everyone.
And Charlie.
Hello.
And John over at the tech table. He's going to be the one working on all the stuff here tonight. We've used the ghost boxes quite a bit on different investigations. It's a pretty interesting tool. You get a lot of radio chatter on it, which you got to sort of distinguish, you know, what's radio chatter, what's actually something coming through on the white noise. Sometimes it's kind of hard to distinguish between the two. This particular one that he's working on now is a little bit better model. One of the older models is a white one that he's got over there. That one right there. That particular one, you get a lot more chatter, a lot more chirping on it. It's not as good as the one we're going to be using tonight, by no means. The one he's going to be working on there tonight, you can pick it up at Radio Shack. Simple radio, cost about $29. Sometimes you get them on sale for a couple bucks cheaper at Radio Shack. I've been looking on eBay at them, and the cheapest one I seen on eBay was probably about $64 the other night. Which, geez, it only takes just a couple of minutes to convert one of these babies. And then after we convert it, after he gets done doing it, we're going to show you another trick that we've learned with the Frank's box that really knocks out a lot of the radio, and pretty much all you get's pure white noise then, which makes it a heck of a lot better. Right now, I guess you can go ahead and get started if you want there, John.
Alright, the hardest part about this, if everything goes well, is getting it out of the package.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
That is, if everything goes as it should.
That's what takes the longest. How's their volume? Can they hear us pretty good?
They're saying that they're having a harder time hearing you.
A little bit harder time?
Mm-hmm.
They hear me okay?
Is that a little bit better?
We're all low.
How's that? That's somewhat better now?
Some of them are saying yes.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, cool. That's a little better. Yeah, it's hard to figure out these mics on this thing because the cams we're using have the built-in mics. Pretty nice cams. I'm telling you, if you want some good cams, we use them on investigations also. They're great. The little Microsoft HD cams. I think Ian's got a couple of them now over there at Florida Paranormal. And we've got a couple of them also. Man, let me tell you, they work great. You can zoom. The mics seem to be really crisp and clear on them. The picture's great. Of course, I got my resolution turned down a little bit right now because for live streaming Justin, you can't go full HD, but unless you want to pay for it. And you know, we ain't all about that. But to the way they are, they work spectacular. Looks like he's got the radio, the back, getting ready to take the back off the radio. He finally got it out of the package there.
Yeah. What you're going to need to do is you're going to have 3 screws right here once you take the battery compartment apart. You're going to have 1 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Remove those. Top screw is longer than the bottom 2, so put it separate from the other ones.
Steve wants to know what model.
It's a Radio Shack 12-587.
Oops. Yeah, they have 2 of them over there at most of the Radio Shacks. 2 of the black ones. The easiest way to tell the difference is it's the digital one. The other one that looks identical to this, the only difference is it's a manual dial. It's not digital. That's the biggest difference. Can you guys see him pretty good on that, what he's doing there?
once you get the 3 screws out, you need to gently separate the radio.
Yeah, them darn commercials are sort of annoying, but at least on his cam there shouldn't be any commercial, I don't believe. On what he's doing anyway.
Alright, once you get the radio apart, there's going to be 3 more screws on the green board. There's going to be one here, and one here. Gently take those out. Don't mess up the green board.
The sound's going out on blue channel.
That he's not talking, that's probably why. What he's doing is, what he said is here is there's 3 screws on the green board when you open the radio up. And they're pretty obvious, the 3 screws. There's only 3 screws. You take the screws out, just lift the green board right to the side.
Okay, once you get the screws out of the green board, you're going to need to lift the green board. Now, once you got the green board separated, what you're going to be looking for is a series of pins. So can everybody see these pins?
Mine?
Where's personal chat?
Well, you're not on it no more.
Somebody's
Personal
asking again
Right.
what the
You
name
went
and
out.
type of radio it is.
It's a Radio Shack Model 12-587.
Who are you trying to talk to?
Radio
Red.
Shack.
Red. She sent me
Model 12-587.
personal chat.
Well, you gotta click on her name. There you go. He's got the green board laid right down.
Okay, can everybody see these series of pins up here? What you're going to need to do is take the top left-hand pin and just simply bend it down so that you don't put it back into the port. That's the scanning pin, and that's what's going to make your radio scan. Just simply bend it out of the way.
So what are you doing? Just bending the one pin over, right?
Right.
Just so that it doesn't make contact with the rest of the green board?
Well, no, actually what happens is this is a series of pins that plugs into this bus port over here. And this pin...
I think your light's like blurring it out when you put it on there.
I couldn't see the pin. Let me make sure.
Need
So-
some reading glasses?
Yeah, actually I should have bought them. So once that pin is bent out of the way, gently put the pins back into the port. Put your screws back into your green board.
I see on there on the chat they're talking about the Clewiston investigation. That's going to be next weekend. Going to be a big multi-team that we're going to be doing there. Should be pretty good. We got Florida Paranormal, of course us, Southeast Florida Paranormal, and I believe Big Lake is also going to be there. I think we got the Sugar and Spice, dining room, kitchen, various rooms throughout the hotel, probably the most haunted rooms in the hotel. We've done the Clewiston Inn so many darn times that just about know the place by heart as far as setup. Setup ought to be pretty much a breeze this time over there. sort of watch him what he's doing there on this screen here. Oh.
Yeah, they're tiny. They can be a pain.
Yeah, there's some little bitty screws in there, but really converting over the Ghost Box there, no soldering. You don't have to really have any technical skills as far as being able to solder or anything like that. It's just a matter of bending a pin. All you're doing is making it so it scans and doesn't stop. That's the whole thing that always gets me about the ones you see on eBay and at the different ghost shops and different things online. Geez, they're only 29 bucks. Takes all of about 5 minutes to convert one of them, and they generally jack the price up by about $40–45.
Wrong size battery.
Yeah, what are they? The double A's or the triples? Yeah, I don't think they. Well, no, I hadn't opened that particular radio even up. It was still in the pack. He's also going to be showing you what he's going to plug this thing into after we do the next thing with it is the EVP listener.
Well, the good thing about this, you can still use this radio, you know, if you have a storm, your power outage or anything else, you can still tune the stations in. So the radio is still functional if you want to listen to news or music.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it doesn't affect the radio any at all except for the scan section of it.
So if we done everything right, this should scan.
Sounds like it's working. It sounds like FM though.
That's AM.
Is it?
That's how you make a Frank's box.
That's pretty much how you make the Frank's box. Now, if you hear it, if you listen to it there...
Space Nut wants to know if you can use a different radio.
I've been looking for different radios, cheap ones, because I don't want to, throw money at something I'm not sure at. But well, I've been looking for other types of radio scan to experiment on. So.
And Ghost Rider wants to know, will it stop on a channel?
Yeah, no, it won't. Not if it's in scan.
Not if it's in scan.
No, that's the idea of converting it. Now, before he did the little conversion there, yes, it would stop on the first channel it came to, or the strongest channel. That's the whole idea of bending the pin. It keeps it skipping through, keeps it on automatic scan all the time. That's where they get the white noise that they're picking up. And yeah, I have seen a couple of them on the internet scanning through a few things on there, going through different sites. There is a couple of other radios that they've used, but it's a whole lot more involved. You actually got to either use the the liquid silver solder, which is the easiest if you're not good at soldering yourself, and you got to do some connecting on the green boards. The thing about the Radio Shack model that makes it so sweet is it's just bending a pin. So I mean, geez, it's so simple. With the ones where you actually have to put the liquid solder on the green boards, there's a chance you could touch, your liquid solder will run over and touch something it shouldn't. The Radio Shack ones are the simplest there is, probably the most popular that there are. Now, when he had that thing playing over there, you could hear the channels coming in a little bit. If you listen to it now, you can actually hear a few of the channels coming through. That's the part of the Ghost Box that I don't really care for. A lot of stuff is left to. It could be just radio chatter.
Okay, Scotty would like to know. She says hers stops on a channel after a minute or two, and she'd like to know how she can fix that. She has the same model.
Okay.
Most likely, the pins may be touching. What do you want to try?
She stops. It stops on the channel. It's picking up. I'm going to show her what we're going to do.
Oh, well, yeah. Here's the other thing. Here's the other trick we do with the Ghost Box. Now, this little box that he's got here, basically all it is you take a car. Yeah, of course, I'm using a project box, and I'm going to be building something else in, so it's a little bit bigger than it should be, but it works just the same for what we're going to show you right here. What you really want to get is like maybe a small cigar type box or something the radio fits in fairly snug without rattling around inside.
Hula Doll says you look like a vampire in a biker bar.
Yeah, well, probably. What you do with this box, though, is, and what he's going to do is he's going to hook up his external speaker to it. They have an external speaker jack, and he's going to be using an EVP listener to plug it into, which an EVP listener, the way he's using it, is just an external speaker. We'll tell you a little bit more about this EVP listener after this. But you put the radio inside the little box, you run your wire into the box, and you wrap the whole thing. You can turn it pretty down for now. You wrap the whole thing in tin foil. And when you wrap it in the tin foil, what it does is it blocks out all the radio frequencies. As far as you won't hear hardly any of the chatter. What you'll hear is almost straight white noise, which is what you're looking for anyway. It cuts down the chance by a lot, believe me, on it being something else. Once you wrap this baby in the tin foil, now when you wrap it in tin foil, you want to seal it up good. The tighter the seal on the tin foil, the better. Because any little, if you got a rip in it or anything where radio waves can leak through, you're going to get the radio chatter. So, if you want to wrap it a couple of times in tin foil, that's better, believe me. And with a smaller box, like I say, this box he's using over there is kind of big. It's actually a box we're going to be using on something else that we're building. And you can run your wire inside it if you want to use headphones. One of the things we do is we run a splitter into it so we can plug our headphones in and a digital recorder. That way you can record what you're getting, because if you're only using a speaker and headphones, well, then it's pretty much worthless evidence anyway.
That's a personal experience.
Yeah, it just amounts to a personal experience and means nothing.
Evidently, people miss stuff because of a commercial pop-up. They want to know, did you put it into the wooden box first?
What do you mean?
Well, what do you, ask them, what you mean before? Well, no, you put it into the wooden box after you've built it. But when you put it in the wooden box, or you don't have to be a wooden box, it could be a little cardboard box. We're only using that, like I said, is because that's a project box and I had it laying up on the table, so it was easy.
Alright, sorry guys, we've got a lot of requests to ask you to start over because the commercials have popped up over you and
shouldn't pop up over him though.
Even the part where we made the Frank's box? Or where we put it in
what part are they wanting to see again?
Or the signal blocker.
Alright, well anyway, let me finish with what we're doing, and then we'll go back and he can pull it back apart and show you one more time. Just make sure everybody's got it.
Okay, here's the problem. The commercials are taking your audio out. They can't hear you.
Okay, well the best thing to do then would be try to listen on the blue channel and mute the just mute the volume on the red. The blue channel shouldn't mess up. It always continues, so you should be okay there if you want to do that.
Alright, Trip says there's no sound on blue at all. And so does Parachick in Texas.
Alright, well we're going to do it again for you, don't worry. We'll make sure everybody gets this. We'll make sure you get it.
And we'll even stay a little late tonight if we need to.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll get you, don't worry. We'll make sure you got it.
So what is it we need to do?
Trip says no worries. He's such a laid back dude.
Alright.
So what is it we need to do?
Alright, well let's finish with what we're doing here. Alright, right now he's got it wrapped up in the tin foil. And he's got his EVP listener on. Now turn the EVP listener up now so they can hear the difference. You can turn it up a little bit. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that or not. You can turn it down now if you want. That's good. The main difference is... Oh, they got another goddamn...
Can't say that on the air. where did the wire come from? Is it attached to the radio or
Yeah,
something?
well, what the wire is
You
it's
stick
the
in
external
yourself?
it's the external speaker, because once you put it inside the box there to knock out the radio waves,
It's plugged into one of these.
yeah, it's just plugged into an external speaker. That's basically all that is. And like I was saying, if you want to, you can actually plug a splitter, a two-way splitter into it, and then run that out. That way, if you want to have headphones on, or if you want to plug it into an EVP listener, you know, with an external speaker of some sort, you can also plug in your digital recorder. That way, you can make a recording of what it's saying also. That way, you've got a little backup if you happen to hear something. Otherwise, like we say, it's just a personal experience, and it really doesn't mean anything. Let me see something.
So the foil just filters out the radio waves.
Right, exactly.
Right.
That's all that foil is doing, is filtering the radio waves.
I can still hear it. I got it low, so it's just
Yeah, but
scanning white noise.
yeah, basically, let me tell you, when you put that little baby in a box, though, and seal it up with tin foil, you will notice a big difference in your Frank's box. Honestly, I hated Frank's boxes before we started doing them this way, because I couldn't ever differentiate between the chatter on the darn radio and any type of EVP that was coming in. And even if I did think I heard an EVP, you know, I wasn't really sure, and I ain't going to call anything evidence unless I'm sure, because, you know, you don't want to put nothing out there that's going to make you or your team look like idiots, you know, as far as evidence goes. And so, but once we start wrapping these babies, let me tell you, makes a big difference.
They're losing blue.
Alright, yeah, the blue channel just went out.
All right, well, we'll fix that. All right, well, he's not doing anything on blue right now anyway. He's just looking for his parts for the next little thing he's going to show you
for
here.
my splitter. I got one. I know I do. Do we need to make the
Okay, they
Frank's?
say it's back.
Okay, it's back up? All right, good.
Do we need to make the Frank's box again? Is that what they?
Yeah, they
need?
want you to
Yeah.
take it apart
Alright,
one more
they
time.
want to know where is a good place to buy the external speaker and approximately how much they
They
cost.
actually have the EVP listeners at Radio Shack. What are them things about?
$19,
$19 for an EVP listener?
But explain to them.
Yeah, one of the cool things about the EVP listener, what it really does is, they call it an EVP listener, but it's really not listening to EVPs. What you're going to see is here, God damn it. I don't know if blue's up or not, I'll tell you the truth. Is blue still froze up?
Yeah.
Alright, let me refresh it here.
I wonder if this radio is messing up.
It's in and out. And still no audio on blue.
Yeah, okay. Alright, well, let me finish telling you what this EVP listener does. It has a plug-in, a thing that you plug into it. It's just a cord with a little, almost like a suction cup on the end of it. And what it does is, it hears the differences in EMFs in the room. You can actually, with this EVP listener, you can tell when the EMFs go higher or lower in the room. You'll actually hear it right through the box. He's going to hook that up for you here in just a second and let you hear it on the camera here, what the EVP listeners do.
Okay. Didn't like that.
How come all your chat went away?
Because I'm in a private chat.
Oh. What do you got on headphones? They probably won't be able to hear that.
Well, I'm gonna have to put the.
You got a light socket right behind you. You can run it across, right by your elbow. Can you hear the difference on that thing there that he's moving across there? Can you hear the different wave noises that's making? What that thing does, that's an EVP listener. And when you've got your headphones plugged into that, you can actually hear that right through your ears. So in other words, what an EVP listener does is, say you're doing an EVP session, you know, with your digital recorder, there's 2 or 3 of you sitting there on a sweep doing your EVPs. If you've got them headphones on with that thing in your hand, you can tell when something actually is raising or lowering the EMFs in the room. So chances are, if you are hearing it go up and down, you're probably getting EVPs on your recorder.
Okay.
That's what it's for.
Scotty and Space Nut want to know, what does Radio Shack call that device? Do they actually call it an EVP listener?
No, they don't. What they call it is an external speaker.
It's a mini amplifier speaker.
Yeah, mini amplifier speaker.
It's got, I can give them a model number. It's Radio Shack mini amplifier speaker, number 277-10HC. This one's still down.
Yeah, just for a minute here. You're getting ready to redo it. I'm going to bring it right back up here.
I'll take the box out.
Yeah, actually, you can go ahead and start getting your box ready. Tell them Blue Channel will be back up in just a minute here. But the EVP listeners are actually a pretty cool little device. All it is an amplified speaker. Sell them right at Radio Shack. They're about $19-20. I don't know what they're going for on eBay or some of the ghost stores right now. I'm sure probably about $20-25 more than what they're going for at Radio Shack for some reason. Radio Shack's pretty hard about that kind of stuff.
I gotta go back in there and say something.
Who are you talking to there, babe?
Libra chick.
Yeah,
She thinks you
our main
look
channel
like Kevin
grows
Nash.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Big sexy?
Yeah. Libra, yeah, she says he looks like a young, big, sexy Kevin Nash.
Well, we're gonna let me get the Blue Channel back up. Just take me a minute here.
Our
Okay,
main
now
channel's
it's back.
frozen too.
Yeah, everything's frozen.
That's on your guys'. I think we're still going. Are they saying it's frozen? Because mine's
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
not. I can see you moving.
Oh, mine's frozen. Everybody's
Well, that's
is.
because you have to do this. Hit this. Now this. Alright, he's just getting ready to start taking it back apart again here. We'll have you back up there so you can see what he's doing in just a moment.
If it freezes, let me know. I'll take it over from that camera.
Now, what are some of the questions about this thing?
I haven't been for a while.
Pull it down so we can see what the bottom is. There,
Right, that's. I'm going back to.
there we go.
See, I hadn't missed any of that.
No, I know that. I just wanted to see if there's any questions right now.
No, there aren't.
Alright, here we go. Alright, you about got it ready to go again, John? If you want. What part are you at right now? I can't see you on mine.
What I'm doing is taking the green boards. I'm going to separate the green boards again and show them which pin. You know, we got is this one going?
Yeah, if you want, why don't you bring it over to this cam right here?
Okay, Scotty wants to know, can you use a plastic case?
Yeah, that would work fine, Scotty. There's no doubt about it. Like I say, the only reason I had this particular case was because I'm going to be using it on a different project that we're working on, and it happened to be sitting here. I think that little wooden, they had smaller wooden cases. I got this over at Michael's Art and Supply Shop the other day, and the case was only like $1.50. But yeah, anything, a plastic case, a cigar box.
Somebody wanted to know, can they wrap it in tin foil directly?
The radio?
Without putting it in the box.
Yeah, without putting it in a box.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean, I guess you could, but
You might even be able to put it in the old straw box if you got one.
yeah, well, yeah, anything like that. I mean, we didn't really try wrapping one with just tin foil. We went ahead and grabbed a box. It just seemed easier.
Yeah. Okay. Parachick wants to know if you can tell if you get an EVP based on a sound changing.
Yeah, what are you talking about on the EVP listener? Yeah, you can. What it sounds like with the EVP listener, if that's what you're talking about, Parachick, when you have it going with the little, like, it looks like, you know what it almost looks like to me? You remember back in the I don't know, what, the 80s or 70s, whatever, they used to have them little rubber suction cups that you could put on the back of your telephones and record the conversations. That's kind of what it looks like. It's the same kind of little deal. But it has, you know, the RCA plug. You plug it right into the EVP listener, the little amplified speaker. And when you're holding that thing, you'll hear a humming noise. And anytime any kind of EMF starts raising in the room, the humming noise starts getting louder, and it sort of, you know, goes in and out. And you can really tell the difference with them things. It's kind of amazing. I was fairly surprised with it, to tell you the truth, how good it did work. And the cool thing about it is, if you happen to be holding that thing and you're doing an EVP session, we've tried it, and 90% of the time, when you hear that humming go up and down in the EVP listener, you've captured an EVP on your digital recorder. It's pretty cool. It actually works pretty darn good. We're going to try it out when we go to Clewiston this coming up weekend. We're going to be using that EVP listener on a couple of our sweeps. I've had some pretty good luck with it so far. We're fairly impressed with it as far as how it's going that way anyway. All right, we just about back up on you.
Freewheelin' Frank wants to know if they can use an EMF meter instead of a speaker.
You mean an EMF detector? Oh, well, of course you can use an EMF detector. We use them all the time. The reason we use this EVP listener is you know, I mean, you got to try a lot of different things. I mean, we've got every kind of EMF detector you can think of, from, you know, I mean, and if we don't have it, one of the groups we work with does. Either Mel meters, K2s, Gauss meters, tri-fields. This is just another device. We try everything you can think of until we get one that's dead on the money. That's the only way you can do it.
And Trip makes a good suggestion here as far as EVP technique and investigative technique. When you start to hear that ping, it's a good idea to tag your digital voice recorder.
You darn right it is, Trip, because I don't know if you've used one of these things yet, but they're cheap enough, you know, and if nothing else, if you don't like it as the EVP listener or the EMF, another type of EMF detector, they make a great external speaker also, you know, for whatever you're using, either whether you're using a Frank's box or, you know, something else.
The quality of the speaker is a little bit better than what's in your digital recorder. So
Yes,
if
it
you want
is.
to review it in the field, it comes in handy. So.
It comes in very handy. You can never get enough equipment. But yeah, you can use, if you want to use a regular EMF detector while you're doing it.
Okay, Trip says he's not used this before, but he's taking one with him to the Windsor Hotel in July.
Hey, you know what? You got to try everything, man. That's you're the same way we are, and the same way most of the teams we work with are. We try anything and everything. All right, let's see. I should have Blue back up in 2 seconds for you.
Freewheelin' Frank again wants to know if we said that the radio needed to scan on AM.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, well, the reason we use AM is because most of the time there's less channels on AM anymore, especially in the remote areas, and a lot of the places we go to are remote areas. And it's just the AM. Now, you can use either one you want, AM or FM. It doesn't matter. But we have better luck with the FM with the AM for some reason. There's no doubt about it. Say something over there, John. See how your speakers are working.
Hello.
All right, hold on 1 second.
And Trip says, and let there be blue.
Yeah, there you go. For some reason, his mic ain't working right on that.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. They can't hear me on yours?
Yeah, they can probably hear you on the red channel, I'm sure, unless another commercial pops in over top of us.
Oh, Parachex says she didn't know. Was he actually talking?
Yeah, he was a little bit over there. Yeah, right.
Okay, she hears him now.
Yeah. Alright, what he's going to do is, let me get my reading glasses back on. Looks like he's got the radio back apart again. I hope it works again this time. We usually don't take them apart twice. You kind of push it in here,
Alright, to recap what we've done.
Yeah.
We've taken the 3 screws from the back out. We laid that down. We've taken the 3 screws out of the green board again. So what we need to do is separate the green board from the green board. Once you have them separated, do this easy because green board is cracked. Once you have it separated, you have a series of pins. What you need to do is locate the top left-hand pin and simply bend it back. Get it out of the way.
Can they see that pin that he's talking about pretty well there? Alright, hold on. We'll hold up a minute for the commercial. Let me know when that darn commercial's over again. You say you can't see it, Space Nut? You know what, John? Stand up and put it in front of this camera right here. Let's see if they can see it better. That way you can hold it right up to the damn camera, or up to the darn camera, and they can see it.
And the commercial is over.
Where do you want me to go here?
Just hold it right up to this camera right here.
I agree with you, Ian. Toy Story does suck butt.
Not our toys. Our toys don't suck.
No, Toy Story. That's
Okay.
the commercial. That stupid flying pig keeps popping up.
Flying pigs.
Yeah.
And Parachick wants to know which pin is it
Well,
out
he's getting ready to show you right
Okay.
now. He's going to hold it right up to this camera so you can see real good.
Okay, can you see it?
A little closer. Hold it right up to the camera. There you go.
It's going to be the top left-hand pin. Just bend it over, out of the way.
See the pin right there that he's pointing to? It's the
Okay.
top left pin.
They've lost audio at the Fort Myers studio.
Well, we've still got audio here, right?
No, I mean they can't hear you in Fort Myers.
But can the people on the chat still hear? I mean, or the people that are watching still hear? Can you guys still hear all right?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
getting
okay,
yes.
all right, yeah. Somebody was saying that the audio went out. All right, so now did everybody see what pin that is he's talking about there? Top left pin. Yeah, yeah, Parachick said, yep, top left pin helps. Yes, it does.
So,
Is it black pin or what?
no, they're silver.
Yeah, no, they're silver. That's what I thought. Yeah, they're little silver pins, you know.
And just put the pins back in the port.
Yeah, just
See the port there? Just put it back. Put the screws back in it.
Okay, you're a bit out of screen.
yeah, you're kind of standing off to the side. You're not in front of the camera.
Okay, you just put it back together. You'll see how it came apart. There's a port there. There's your pins. There's the port where the pins go. Just put them back together. and then go put your screws back in.
Yeah, it's just above to the left of the speaker, right? The pin?
Yeah, this is your top left-hand pin.
Yeah, the top left-hand pin, just, yeah, right above the speaker.
Then put your screws back in.
And you just put the screws all back together. You got the 3 screws that hold the green board back in.
And then we can put it back in the box for them if we need to.
Yeah, of course the real test is will it work again after the second time taking it apart?
Well, this one's Roy's, so I know mine works.
Yeah, right? Yeah, go figure.
This is the Rockin' Reverend Roy's Frank box.
Good night, Mary.
But let me tell you, if you've never, if you've ever used the Frank's box before, or the Ghost box, whatever they are, I don't know how many of you teams out there have used them. Try putting that thing in a box and wrap that box with tin foil. You can run your speaker cables out, or your dual plug connector right out of the box if you want. You know, just snip a little hole in it and slip the cable through. Plug it into the box, or into the radio before you seal it up with the tin foil. You will notice one heck of a big difference with this thing. On yours, Scotty, I'm not sure why it's stopping scanning. Next time you're in the area, just bring it over and we'll look at it for you and see.
Oh, we're going to see her Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we'll show you then what the deal is on it. It's pretty simple to do. But it does make one heck of a big difference if you've ever used one, and the skipping
Hula Doll says she's going to look like a big dork walking around the cemetery with a chunk of tinfoil in her hand.
Well, maybe not. Some of the equipment we carry, I mean, I don't think that'll make any difference, believe me.
Wait till you see the mini EMF.
Parachick says, suggest using box freewheel.
Freewheel asked if you could just wrap the radio in foil.
Oh, okay.
Box freewheel.
Oh, freewheel's somebody's name.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we've never tried just wrapping it in tinfoil. I suppose you could, but we always just use some type of a little box, and the box don't have to be as big as the one he's got over there, of course.
Well, I mean, if we're going to do that, you'd make the box so it's permanent. We're just doing this as temporary for show.
Right, exactly.
Just to show you.
Just to sort of show you what it's like or how you do it. That damn commercial in there. At least it ain't Toy Story.
Yes, it was.
Oh, it doesn't look like Visa this time.
It is a big Toy Story.
But yeah, I mean, the box could be a whole lot smaller, a little more tight fitting. I mean, normally that's the one we do use, but this one happened to just be sitting here, so we grabbed it. But yeah, it makes one heck of a difference with a Frank's box. There's no doubt about it. I actually don't mind using them once they're done that way.
I just have to move it out.
So, we're going to put it back in the box again?
Yeah, you can make sure it works anyway. Oh, sounds like it's skipping again. Now, put it on scan so they can actually hear the difference between that when you put it in that box of tinfoil. You got to hold it by this speaker over here, I think. Can y'all hear that? Can you hear the, you can hear the radio stations coming through. I would imagine, right?
Another commercial.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the part that I don't like about the Frank's box. When you can hear DJs or whatever, on the AM station coming through, you don't know if it's one of them or if it's actually an EVP coming through. And he's going to hook that little baby back into that little tin foil box just so you can hear the difference. And it is a big difference, let me tell you. At least to me it seems like it is. Now, can you hear the difference there? You don't hear the DJ chatter anymore. It almost gets rid of every single bit of it. All right, that's good. Yeah, I mean it's a heck of a big difference there. Oh my God. Commercials are a nightmare, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
But that's pretty much the easiest way to make you a Frank's box. Simple conversion. Takes a couple of minutes to really do it. Might take longer to make to wrap the tin foil around the box than it does to make the Frank's box.
It depends if you're going to watch Toy Story 3 or not.
Well, yeah. Now, if you got Toy Story 3 going on.
Everybody's saying they're going to boycott that movie.
Yeah, right? They've been broadcasting that movie for the last 3 or 4 shows on White Noise Network, let me tell you. Now, one of the things we're probably going to be working on here next week that we're going to be showing you is how to make a very simple EMF pump. And the pump we're going to be making actually puts out a pulsating EMF. In other words, it's not a steady EMF. It's up and down. It's up and down.
Paracheck says, excellent, thanks, Roy. She's going out to buy a speaker right now.
Yeah, you know, yeah,
Wait till
right.
the end of the show.
Yeah, wait a few minutes now, Jesus. We got 10 minutes here. What are you doing?
Come on, Jen.
But you know, I don't know if you've ever used one of the Frank's box over there, Jen, over in Texas, but man, let me tell you, when you wrap that baby in tin foil in some kind of a little container, you can try wrapping the thing just in tin foil if you want. We've never done it that way. It works great. Makes a big difference in the way it sounds. There's no doubt about it. You'll probably like the improvement on it. But like I was saying, next week what we're going to be showing you is an EMF pump that's fairly cheap to make. And they seem like they work pretty good. We've used this one a few times, and every one we're making them stronger and stronger each time. We're trying to get it up there to where it really pumps out some high EMFs. We made a couple of EMF pumps that work on 120 volt. You don't always have 120 volt wherever you're going. You can't always plug something in. So the one we're going to show you next week, well, we'll probably show you two. We'll show you the quick 120 volt ones that we have that we're working on. You got to remember, these are all in the experimental stage still. Then we're going to show you one of the battery operated EMF pumps that you can pretty much take anywhere. That box that he's using to wrap up the radio right there, that's what we're going to put it in. So you can see it's fairly small, fairly compact. What is that box? About 4 by 4 by 4. It's like 4 inches deep, about 4 inches wide by 6 inches long, give or take. It's just a little wooden box. You can pick them up right over at any art supply store. And I mean, of course, you don't have to go as big like we're doing here. You can make it smaller. You can always make modifications on everything, just about. If you want to go a little smaller.
You can go this.
Yeah, actually, you can go with a little one like that little box that he's got there. If you want to make a, of course, you got to remember it's probably going to be a little bit of a weaker EMF pump. But
we're making a variety of them.
Yeah, exactly. We're making a variety of them. We're going to have
test them all.
We make a little bit of when we make one thing, we usually make about 5 or 6 of them that we use on most all of our investigations. We like to try a variety of things. Let me tell you, between Florida Paranormal Research over there and the stuff we've got, we got some pretty crazy stuff going on. But you know what? Eventually, we're going to find one of them that it's the one. You know, and that's what we're looking for. We'd like to get some of you guys out there on some of these other teams. Can catch us on Facebook. Go to our websites. Put in all our websites on there, bud.
Email some suggestions.
Email some suggestions. You got a tech guy on one of your teams? Tell him to get a hold of us. We'll get him on the show. We can either Skype him in, Uvu him in, whatever we got to do. And we'd love to see some of these other ideas out there that people have got. That's what it's all about, you know. I mean, if we don't share our ideas, we ain't going to come up with much more. Well, we will, because we're always coming up with something.
And also, you know, for those of you who are members of the White Noise Forum, you can PM Roy and I there also.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can do it without the Toy Story, but we don't have no control over the commercials on live stream. It's the People's TV Network is great, believe me. Yeah, Toy Story on the other hand, that's a whole different ballgame. You know. Oh yeah, you know what, Trey, man? That's what I always say, dude. They got to pay the bills. I know that. Ain't no doubt about it. I suppose if I didn't want the commercials, I could pay for the premium. Yeah. I'll work around them commercials. But now, did everybody get a good idea how we did this Frank's Box? If you want to see it again on another show here down the road, we'll make another one. We'll go over it again with you. Like I say, hit us up on the websites with some ideas that you want. If you want to see us work on something, let us know. We'll figure it out and we'll show you how you do it. We can figure out most stuff.
Red says, no, show us again.
Oh.
I thought we was making her a Tesla coil.
Yeah. Right?
Oh, you mean you're going to turn her into a Tesla coil?
No, I thought we was making her one.
And I'm working on getting the Facebook link posted.
Oh, and Trip says, don't be surprised if you find 50 new Frank's boxes up on eBay tomorrow.
Hey, we've got a website. If you want to buy these little babies, I do have a store. Did you put all our sites out there?
Yeah, we did, but we can do it again.
SoutheastFloridaParanormal.org. We do have these babies for sale. You can buy them right from us if you want, or make your own, man.
And we have a lot more than those ghost boxes.
Oh well, yeah, we've got everything on our store for sale.
Yeah, look here, $70, Roy.
What's that one?
Frank's Box, $70.
Yeah, see right there, right now. He's got. He brought it up on his iPod there. Frank's Box right now going for $70 online. Man, you'd have to be crazy not to buy one of these. It's the same exact one as this. $29. How can you go wrong?
The Paranormal Stew just popped in.
Oh yeah.
Who's the Paranormal Stew?
He's got a show on there. His show's pretty funny.
They all want to know. They're asking you, is your wife up for sale too? And be careful
with a credit check. Only with a credit check. I ain't taking no checks, no credit cards unless I can run you credit first.
Yeah, that's the only way. You know? Stu says, great show, Roy.
Thanks, bud. I've watched your show a couple times. It's funnier than hell, man. Well, oops.
We've got somebody who wants to know if it's possible to wire a camera into a heat sensor.
What are you talking about? Like making your
own thermal is what you're talking about, or something? Yeah, you probably. I'm sure you can. We haven't done that yet.
Stu says you can try it with a data logger.
Yeah, we have a data logger you can do. I'll look into it, because we're looking into everything. Believe me, always looking into something to make. Of course, right now my plate's kind of full with all the ideas we got. But any idea, like I say, any ideas you got, catch us on Facebook. Go to one of our websites. Do up a contact form. Call us on the hotline. And we'll check them out. We're always open for ideas. Like I said, man, I would love to have some text from some of these other teams come on and show us what they're working on. That's the only way we're going to figure this whole thing out, is if we get some cooperation instead of competition. You know, there's no reason for different teams to compete. We're all looking at the same goal, and and we all want the same prize at the end.
And that is the White Noise motto: progress through cooperation, not competition.
Oh yeah, that's Paranormal Wavelengths. Yeah, dude, we'll see you Friday night. We're gonna hook up with you for we can only stay for. I know we'll stay longer than what we want to. I know we are.
You know what we plan.
Yeah, I know what'll happen. We'll be there half the dang night. But we got to go to Clewiston Saturday. We got a live broadcast, multi-team broadcast.
That goes until 5 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So we need to be on the road by 9 a.m. Saturday
So
morning.
probably only about 2 or 3 hours is all we'll be able to hang out over there. But I'm looking forward to it. That place is pretty cool. We were just there a couple weeks ago. I think it was a couple weeks ago. We're so many places, man. They all become a blur sometimes, let me tell you. But yeah, we will definitely be looking forward to that. And hopefully Scotty will bring her Frank's box with her, and we can see what the heck's wrong with it, why it keeps stopping on channels on her.
Well, if you touch any of the buttons while it's scanning,
Well, yeah, of course, that's another nice thing about putting it in a box. You don't bump any of the buttons while you're carrying the thing around.
Because if you hit one of the buttons, man, you're done scanning. It's over.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Let me turn this down.
Gerard from the Seekers Club wants it says he's gonna try one of Frank's box at Gettysburg.
Okay. Now look, here's another thing. Whenever you get the scan going, if you put the hold button on, it shouldn't stop.
Yeah, that's one of the things on the Frank's box. Once you start it scanning, there's a little switch on the side that says hold. If you flip that switch, then it doesn't stop scanning.
Yeah.
It'll continue to scan.
Once you get your scan going, just put it on hold. You're good to go.
Now make sure SPI out there in Texas has got we're going to be doing a multi-team. Well, they're going to be broadcasting the same time we are this weekend, Saturday night. They're doing a place out there in Texas that looks awesome. I tell you, I'd almost like to take a trip out there and go check that place out myself. But we're already kind of committed to Clewiston, so I guess that's where we're going to be, you know.
Red's saying good night. Good night, Red.
All right, well,
good night, the rest of y'all from FPR. Thanks for being here.
Well, that's pretty much about it tonight.
Somebody's got a really quick question.
Go ahead. What you got?
They want to know if the EMF is strictly for indoor. Does it have an outside application?
Oh, you mean the EVP listener?
I think it's strictly.
Or are you talking about the EMF pumps that we're going to be making? Who is that wanted to know?
That was... We're getting really slow.
That was Gerard.
Oh yeah, Gerard.
Yeah, well, the EMF pumps that we're making can be used...
Yeah.
Oh, the Frank's box? That can be used outside. We've used them in cemeteries, around old buildings and different locations that we've done. Frank's box can be used inside or outside. Doesn't make a difference. Not at all. And the EMF or the EVP listener that you plug into it that you will pick up the different levels of EMFs inside or outside. Doesn't matter. They work great either way. Alright, well that's about it for tonight. Hopefully we'll see y'all again next week. And like I say, we're going to be making an EMF pump next week. We'll show you the 120 EMF pumps that we're making. And then we're going to show you how to make a EMF pump that works off of batteries that you can use outside.
And also, to go along with that, we will be showing you some video clips from the experiments that we perform with these devices during our trip to Clewiston.
That's right. All right, well, pretty much that's everything for tonight. Thanks, everybody, for coming. We'll see you again next week, I hope.